Hey everyone, it's David Pike, Motorcity Mechanic. Today I'm going to be talking to you from the garage of my house. We got a little bit of a background change. As you can see, here's one of my projects I started on a long time ago, and as time has gone by I've either lost the motivation or basically there's a few things I ran into as far as brick walls that the skill sets, equipment, whatever you want to call it, has kind of caused me to basically let it sit here. So what I do in the meantime, I make videos for you so that you stay motivated and you keep working on your stuff. So what's the video today? We got a 2009 Dodge Challenger. It's got that 5.7 liter Hemi in it. Now I want to show you step by step how to remove the crank position sensor. We're going to show you step by step what you need to get access to it, things you need to watch out for. One of those things is we're going to be removing the starter, or basically repositioning the starter. Let me clarify that because there's no need to take it completely out. We're going to reposition it so anytime you're dealing with the starter there is a positive battery cable attached. So we don't want to do any welding under the hood. So what we're going to do, we're going to unhook the battery that's in the trunk. I'll show you step by step what you need to do. It's pretty cut and dry, but like I said, you watch it. You tell me what you think. If it's something you can take on, great. If it's something that you think you need to take to a shop, so be it. Nonetheless, you'll be informed. So, you sit there, you watch it, and we'll talk again right after this short video. Of course, before we do any repairs, first thing we need to do is we need to get access to that battery because we are going to be moving the starter around. The starter has a battery cable, positive lead hook to it. We don't want anything arcing. Of course, being a Dodge Challenger, the battery is going to be located in the trunk up under the false floor over there on the passenger side. So we'll get over there and either disconnect your negative if you can. If for some reason it's too tight or it's locked down, feel free to do the positive. Either way, as long as we get that battery disconnected, that's the main thing. Now in order to get the starter out, we've got to remove a total of 3 bolts. We got one here, here, and here. Now all 3 of these are 15mm bolts. These go through the transmission case and actually go into the starter itself. So once we get these 3 out of the way, we can reposition the starter. That way we can gain access to the crank position sensor, which is it's kind of in between the starter and the block itself. So it's right in between the two. That's why the starter has to come off. At this point you need to kind of support the starter. That way we can take that last bolt loose. It doesn't want to fall. I mean, it has cables hooked to it, so it can't just fall all the way up, but you still don't want it to bang around no more than it needs to. I'm going to pull it out and kind of set it off to the side as much as I can. And then I'll get ready to show you where that crank sensor is. Now I'm supporting the starter, I'm moving it out of the way. If you look right here, you'll see the connector. That's the connector for the crank position sensor. And here, directly right below it is actually a 10mm bolt that you're going to be taking loose. So we'll go ahead and squeeze the lock. It's got a single stage lock on it. There you go, you just squeeze the end on that and you're done. Now, like I said, you got a 10mm bolt right there that we've got to take loose. Once we get that done, we can start whittling this thing out. Now I'm going to use one hand to kind of keep the starter out of the way for right now, because I can't seem to wedge it up in there in a place that it'll stay by itself. There we go, actually I did, but it may slide out and hit me in the hand, we'll see. Nonetheless, got the connector off, we got the 10mm bolt out. Now, I'm going to grab it and I'm going to try to wiggle it and pull it at the same time. Usually, because there's no ring on it, it'll break it loose, hopefully get it out. Worst case scenario, you might have to get a screwdriver up in there, wiggle and pry it at the same time. So hopefully just rotate. There we go, got it out. There you go, you see the O-ring that I mentioned right here. Sometimes it stick to the block, so you got to break it loose. And that's our old one. The replacement one, what we'll do is we'll probably put a little grease around the O-ring. We'll slide it back up in the housing, put our 10mm bolt back on, connector, reposition the starter, and put our 3 15mm bolts back in, and then we can worry about hooking the battery back up. All right, crank position sensor. Wasn't too bad, was it? Starter, Didn't have to be completely removed, but needed to be positioned out of the way. So kind of watch yourself when you position it. You may have a tendency to want to slide down, hit your hand. Just kind of keep it out of the way the best you can. If you got to hold it with your hand, so be it. If you need to put something up there to hold it, go right ahead. So add a little bit of grease to that seal when you put it back in so it goes smoothly. And then once you get everything back together, hook up the battery, you're good to go. So tell me what you think. Was it something you felt you could tackle, or is it something you think you need to take to the shop? Let me know. Also, any kind of thumbs up, thumbs down tells me how these videos are going. Any suggestions, comments, any kind of videos you would like to see, different repairs you would like to see. Keep in mind though, videos are based off of what I have coming in the shop. So I've got to have the subject matter in order to do it. So you let me know what you want. I'll try to follow the way up here. So when I do get that kind of vehicle in, maybe I'll remember to try to make a video just for you. In the meantime, make sure you check out our Facebook page. It's Motorcity Mechanic as well. Also, don't forget to subscribe. When you subscribe, you get notified of all the new videos coming out. Some of these videos may not pertain to your vehicle now, but they may later on. So always subscribe so that way you get notified. And the awesome thing about the Facebook page is we constantly add the older ones into the mix so that you get to see some of the stuff that maybe you didn't know was out there. So Facebook shows you a lot of the old stuff working its way up. And of course, when you subscribe, you get all the new stuff. And if you go on the channel, you see all the above. So nonetheless, you keep watching these videos and I'm going to keep making them for you. So, thanks again everybody. It's always greatly appreciated.